All right. Of course, 2 beautiful days in Boulder, and so we've had excellent practices outside, and I thought it went real well. We're excited about homecoming and playing at home. It's going to be a absolute gorgeous day Saturday, so our guys are pumped. We're excited about another Pac-12 game. We're going against Coach Lindgren, who I'm very fond of, who we coached together. He 1 year at San Jose State and 5 years here, so know him and his family really well. And so we've been going back looking at stuff he used to do in practice and everything. Getting all his old trick plays and all that stuff that he's run before. So I know he'll pull some of those out. Offensively they're very good. They have 2 prolific running backs that I think are phenomenal. And Jamar Jefferson being the freshman that's so good, he's basically played 5 games and has basically 900 yards. It's pretty good. He only played 3 snaps last week in the game. So stopping their running attack, they're showing some stuff on offense. They use number 18, Timmy Hernandez, kind of like we did Nelson Spruce. It'll be very familiar to you when you see him play. He's a really good player. Trayvon Bradford is a really fast slot. And then when they bring in the rest of the guys, all could make plays too. But I was very, very impressed with their running game. Extremely impressed. So I'll take any questions at this time.
Coach, obviously disappointing and probably frustrating the last couple weeks, but how do you go about with your team the business of turning a page? Obviously with 5 games remaining and a log jam in the division, there's still everything really to play for.
Right, our guys know that. They're excited about playing, this is our last game in October. We call the gold games happen in November, but we put this as a gold game. We moved November up a week because we've got to basically run the table, we feel like that we're excited about having this opportunity Saturday to get going, and we do feel like we have a chance. I think everybody in the Pac-12 South almost thinks they have a chance. We've got some really good home games ahead of us here, and we need to take care of home, and then play better on the road. But we need to take care of home games for sure.
When you've watched Jamar Jefferson run, what is it that you like about him? What makes him unique?
Wow, he is so powerful and explosive. He has a really good stiff arm, so he'll get on him and he kind of freezes him and gives him that stiff arm and explodes away. He's a strong, powerful runner. Number 21 for them is extremely fast. Twice he outran the Ohio State's defense for one for 70 and one for 60. And their offensive line does a really good job. Brian does a good job of getting those running backs in positions to be able to run well and schemes. They have an excellent running attack.
Mike, when you talk about your team, Stephen Montez said this morning that you guys need to come out swinging, that you have to bounce back from 2 losses. Did you get that feeling so far this week in practice that they've had that attitude?
Yes, they've practiced really well. They've been in tune to everything. I'm giving different guys projects they have to present in front of the whole team. Those are very good projects they did. We're doing that every day. They're really focused on what they're doing, I think also the nice weather out there uplifted their spirits a lot too, and so I thought the last 2 practices were good practices.
Brady Russell had 4 catches in there. Obviously, you are happy when any of your guys have success, but is there always kind of a soft spot in your heart for a guy that came in here as a walk-on and is having the success that he's having?
Yeah, Brady's a really good player. He just keeps working. He's getting better and better and better all the time. Coach Bernardi's done an excellent job with him, and he did some excellent things blocking also. Brady's a good football player that will continue to improve. So he's still got a lot of upside ahead of him because he's just so new to him just playing the tight end position all the time. But it is fun watching him do that, and I know it's fun for his family being a legacy, and everybody knows where he is because of his hair, that's for sure.
So, Mike, two-part question on the corners. Can you update us on the situation with Chris and Delrick?
Yeah. Chris got operated on yesterday, and he's out for the year. Delrick is practiced today, and will be able to play Saturday.
So, with that, can you talk about the importance of Dante and Trey Udofia and them kind of having to deal with getting benched a little bit, or being on the lower on the depth chart, and then having to come back in? And
yeah, we've we've alternated those guys. We've done different things with the players, and our corners got to play better than they've played. They know that. We know that. With what we do, they're going to be thrown at. That's the way it is. And if we can do that, then we'll be able to stop the run, and we'll be able to play really good football. Those guys are good enough to do it, and they had a really good practice today, and they're excited about going and playing.
Mike, any more updates on injuries like to Visca and your son?
Visca and Jay are still day to day. We'll see if they'll be able to play Saturday. Hopefully they will. Not sure yet. Well, Jawan Winfrey's back, going pretty good. He played last week some, came through that good, and has moved around better in practice this week than he has at any time. So I think he'll be ready to go. That's what I'm hoping, unless he has a setback this week. Last week we got a guy hurt on Wednesday. Hope that doesn't happen this week. James is day-to-day too.
Coach, about halfway through the season now, it seems like you're still trying to piece together, figure out what the best combination is up front on offense, on that offensive line. You hate to put it all on one position group, but down the stretch here, how integral is it to get that figured out for this team to achieve its goals over these last 5 games?
Well, it's integral that they play well, and that all our positions play well. There's no room for error as you go along at all. And I definitely think that there's been progress with individuals there as a group. They've played well at times and not as well as we'd like at times. Hopefully everybody will step up and we'll be able to roll along. The shining line I like to say in it is, if anybody gets nicked up, at least we're putting guys in that they've played some. And that helps us too. So yes, I think we'll keep improving there. Well, I know we'll keep improving there, and I've seen improvement especially by some of the younger guys, and I've also seen improvement by Timmy Lynott. He was struggling a little bit coming back from his Achilles and just kept pushing. In the last couple of weeks, I've seen a jump by Timmy in his play.
Coach, you ran the ball really well in the first half. What adjustments were made by Washington, or how come you didn't have as much success in the second half?
We didn't block it as well. They were a little more stout in the situation, and there was a couple plays there. We had an opportunity to break it loose and just didn't make the right cut, or that type of thing. So we could have had a couple other good runs in the game, but it was disappointing in the second half that we didn't run the ball as well as we did in the first half, and it would have made a big difference for us.
Coach, the streak right now is only at 2 games. Obviously, it was 2 very tough contests on the road, but in particular, the last 3 years has been a 3, an 8, and a 5-game losing streak. Is there something different about this year's team that you feel they're more confident they'll be able to kind of nip that in the bud early?
I think that this team is really close. We've got to go score 1 more point in the team we play Saturday. I don't think our kids think 1 second about any streaks whatsoever. I think that's a media thing to talk about. But I think they'll play well. They don't seem disgruntled. They seem ticked off and wanting to prove themselves. And they also realize what the question was asked earlier about what's in front of us. We got a lot in front of us. And so that also motivates them too a lot.
Just going back to Chris Miller, how disappointing for him, because he seemed to be coming on after having that injury in the fall camp. It's real disappointing for him. It's real disappointing to me. I feel like he's an excellent talent. He's a phenomenal kid. If you've been around him a little bit, you can see he's always got a smile. He's a positive kid, and I think he can end up being an excellent corner.
And so he was coming on and doing some really good things, and it's a tough loss for us. The other guys got to go play and stay healthy. That's what they got to do too.
Any concern as a coach, team coming in with one win, that your team might take it a little easier because of that, or because you have so much in front of you that's not going to
Right. I sure hope not. You know, you only get so many opportunities to play, and I talk to our guys all the time. You know, your role can change at any time. You know, the week before we had 4 starters playing, and the next week those 4 starters didn't even make the trip. So you're not guaranteed your next game, and so you better play every chance you get. And that's the one thing that's really, really it's tough in all sports, but in football you notice it more. Injuries happen. It's a physical man's football game, and you have to be tough. You have to be physical. You have to be able to bounce back from injury, and the guys behind them have to be able to step up and play. And they don't just step up and play; they better play well, and that's what they're counting on. So I believe our guys understand that, and so hopefully they'll take that mentality. And they do have a ton to play for. Mark Johnson, you already got your Halloween outfit on, mask on, everything? Cowboy look? Got the cowboy look? Oh. All right, thank you.